Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Ian McNeil with Slytherin/Matrix Games.
That's right.
Here to talk about Legion.
Yes, that's Legion.
Okay. Maybe you can just, before we look at the game itself, what's the overview and what we're trying to do? What's the setting?
Legion is a turn-based strategy game set in ancient Rome. There's a number of campaigns, the first of which is you controlling the Roman city-state, fighting against the other Italian city-states of the time. So there are another 15 to 20 nations, such as the Etruscans and the Hernici and all the other little tribes around that time. So unify the whole of Italy, and then later campaigns take you into France, so the battle for Gaul, then you've got Spain, and each campaign takes you a different area of the Roman Empire.
Okay. Let's take a closer look right now.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is the campaign map. This is the Italian scenario, so you can see the whole of Italy up here. Each of these different colours is a different nation. I'm currently controlling the Romans. I started off with these cities and I've captured a few extra tribes and cities around me. So I'll give you a quick look at the campaign map. So the game is, there's two parts to the game. There's the campaign layer and then there's the battle layer. So to manage my cities, I come to the city view. This is where I can recruit troops, I can place buildings, I allocate workers to buildings, and then they produce resources. There's three main resources: food, ore and wood, and these are used for different purposes. Mainly wood is used for buildings, mainly food is used for troops, but they all have different kind of combinations, and some troops require more ore. For example, legionaries require lots of metal, so you need to have lots of ore to build legionaries. The buttons here are all placeholder, so there's still a bit of work to do on the user interface at the moment. Other parts of the game, there's diplomacy. I can find the diplomacy view. So there's different nations and you have relationships with each nation, and it's shown by the colour of the country. You can offer them tributes, form alliances, declare war and offer peace treaties, and you can bribe them to try and get them to do what you want them to do. And the bigger the nation...
Scale in the bottom here.
Ah, yeah, that's right. So red's not good. The Romans aren't very popular. Every nation has starting relationships, and the Romans are not very popular. And the more you conquer, the stronger you get, the more hostile people are towards you as well. The other main part of the game is the battles. So here I've got an army set up, ready to attack, if I can. Before the battle starts, you get the deployment stage. This is where you set your troops up, you pick the formations you want, you give them their battle orders. This is a very large army, I haven't got a lot of room to deploy them. And once you're happy with your battle plan, you then start the battle. The idea is that all your units have strengths and weaknesses, and so your cavalry are good against skirmishers, but they're not very good in forests or in difficult terrain. And so you try and position your cavalry in the open, and you try and get them against the enemy light troops. Your archers are good against, obviously at ranged combat, but they're not very good in hand-to-hand, so you protect them with your legionaries. So we put them behind our legionaries. And there's various more complexities. Each terrain has different effects. So this grey area here is a mountain, and legionaries don't really like fighting in that, so it's not a particularly good plan, but we'll just go
It's good for the demo. And
then you get to the battle itself, and the battles are non-interactive. The idea is that they're a visual reward. So you do all your planning in the turn-based stage, and once you get to this point, it's just you get to see the battle fought out. So your tactics, see, I put my cavalry behind my infantry, and that didn't work very well. But it looked pretty spectacular. You've got hundreds of guys running around. The status of all my squads is shown down here, so I can see yellow means they've been disrupted. If it goes orange, their morale's dropping, and then red means they're running away, they've routed. So the idea of the game is to break the morale of the enemy army. I've routed his flank here, and my cavalry are now coming up behind him. I think I won because I had sheer force of numbers rather than good strategy in this particular battle. So the battles are quite quick to resolve, even though it's quite a large battle. It's over in a few seconds. It's just a
it's much more like you're the overview from a distance. You're not in there.
Absolutely, yeah, that's right. We didn't want the battles to become a big part of the game. The gameplay is all in the campaign layer. So that gives you a good idea of the basics to the game. There's a lot of...
So what are the goals in the end, or are there goals in particular?
The goals are really to establish Rome as the Roman Empire, because you're starting from 3 tiny cities, and the idea is to build it up into the empire. And so your goal is to... We've got a score table here. There's a power rating, and your aim is to fill up your power rating to the end of the bar, and then once you've done that, you've achieved victory in this scenario.
Thanks very much for the overview.
Okay, thank you.